2016 was a great year in gaming, seeing several sequels, remakes, and reimaginings take gaming to an all-new height, not to mention surprise entries such as Overwatch garner an incredible following. The year is 2017 though, and it's time to look ahead to this year's lineup of titles that look just as exciting. To keep this list short, we condensed it to our top 10 of 2017, which of course left out some notable games. For starters, there's Red Dead Redemption 2. The original was great, and I'm expecting great things from the sequel, but as of now, there has been little to no information released about this title, and virtually no gameplay, which makes it really hard to get excited about. There's also the new Spider-Man title, which is another game I'm very excited about due to the trailer that we released at last year's E3, which depicts a Spider-Man that fans have been begging for since the first title swung into stores years ago. But since there's little to no gameplay footage out there, this is another title that is really hard to get excited about. Finally, there's Guardians of the Galaxy the Telltale series. The developers have made consistent hits with The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, and the all-new Batman series. This game would be a no-brainer to be a hit, yet at the same time I can't shake the feeling that Telltale has a buzz coming and this looks to be it. Now, the list of the games themselves was easy enough to put together. The hard part was their placement. Number 10. For Honor is Ubisoft's brainchild, which will hopefully take it in a new direction from the decreasing Assassin's Creed franchise. The game will pit you against other players and a number of bots in what looks to be medieval fighting. You will control one of three factions, from knights and samurais to the Vikings. Obviously, this will allow for several different fighting styles, and not to mention a vast array of different weapons. The title looks very interesting, and will hopefully bring back some honor to the sword fighting game after the horrendous title that was Rise, Son of Rome. Number 9. Here we have a sequel to a great 2014 title based on an anime TV show. South Park The Fractured Butthole looks to ante up everything the original did. This is exciting because the only fault I found with the first game was that the campaign was too short. But this game promises to be much larger than the original and includes so many more fan services. Not only that, but the combat system looks incredible. It's much better than the turn-based predecessor, and I love the look and the feel of this game. The delay into 2017 had me a bit worried at first, but still, this is one of the games I am looking most forward to in 2017. Number 8. God of War takes up the number 8 spot. The game itself has me a bit confused because I was under the impression that it was originally God of War 4, but now it seems to be just God of War. Regardless, this game makes our list because Kratos has spent a long time off the screen and his return has been long awaited. Shit, his beard alone would merit this spot. But the new direction this game is going in is also very interesting, as we now see Kratos with his son in a new environment with all new enemies and a brand new world to explore. Number 7. Here we have another sequel, but this time in the Xbox universe, as we see Halo Wars make its way back onto the scene after an 8-year hiatus. Not only does this game look beautifully crafted, we were introduced to an all-new enemy, as well as characters and new heroes. The game ramps up its size and elevates all its previous gameplay. Not only that, but it features an exciting multiplayer facet that will let players test their wits against friends and foes. Number 6. Here we see an original title, in a sense, as we see Days Gone make its debut. There has been countless zombie-driven games in the past. I cannot remember the amount of times I played through Resident Evil 5, but this game looks to be a step above the rest. It introduces a new type of zombie that is just relentless in their pursuit of human flesh. In the E3 video shown last year, the player was chased through buildings onto rooftops and just berated with an onslaught of zombies that knew no stopping. The game is interesting in the way that it incorporates motorcycles, but apart from that, the only other interesting segment are the hordes of zombies, something I've wished for from previous games and have been promised by developers time and time again, only to have a group of 5 or 6 zombies chasing me throughout the whole game. Number 5. Sitting back to back, we have 2 zombie games. At number 5, we have Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. This is due to the fact that we've been patiently waiting for a new entry in the storied franchise that actually returns to its original roots. Since Resident Evil 5, the game has strayed into being more of an action title with the occasional scare throw in. But this game here looks promising, possibly returning to its former glory days where one had to survive by their wits alone as they trudge through police stations and mansions with very few supplies and a scary atmosphere. Number 4. Tom Clancy jumps into the mix with Ghost Recon Wildlands. The Division was said to be a big hit, but it felt at times slow and unsure of what it wanted to be, whereas Wildlands looks set to be a big hit with team-oriented players all over the world. The game promises to let you play your style, as you'll be able to choose to take down enemies in whatever fashion you choose, whether that be stealth or full-out force. The environment is another factor, as I really like how you're trudging along in a rainforest at one point, there's deserts and also an icy backdrop, which will provide a lot of cover and maneuvering points, maybe leading players to take stealth instead of the usual all-out attack. Number 3. The top 3 were really hard to position, as these games are exciting prospects for the future of gaming, and just being able to play them will be a privilege. At number 3, we have Mass Effect Andromeda, the newest title in the Mass Effect trilogy, which will see our character travel to an all-new galaxy, where we will see all-new characters never before seen in the previous entries. With the possibility of new races, weapons, and technology, this game just reaps of opportunities. Mix that with the already incredible mechanics from the original trilogy, such as the cover-based shooting and relationships based on decision making, this will form a game like we've never seen before. Number 2. Speaking of making decisions, at number 2 we have Detroit Become Human. At last year's E3, we saw a small glimpse of this game, but even that was enough to pique my interest to its highest capacity. The game is set in a future world where technology is highly advanced and androids are a normal thing. You play an android who happens to be a negotiator for the police. As we saw in the trailer, every situation would be different, as things you see and hear throughout the mission will give you different options and tactics to use when negotiating for a hostage's life. The game looks beautiful and seems to be pushing the boundaries of today's technological capacities. The only thing I was let down by was the fact that the title will only be coming out on PlayStation 4, which has been happening more and more this year. Number 1. The game I'm most excited for is Prey. After Prey 2 was announced with a gorgeous cinematic trailer, it was subsequently cancelled. Prey was announced to many fans' confusion, wondering whether this game tied into the original or was a remake. In the end, it has become its own title. The game's mechanics look amazing as you play a character named Morgan on a space station with an alien entity which the government has become friendly with. The scientists on the space station have begun using this technology to enhance themselves in what looks to be a very painful shot in the eye. The different possibilities with all these enhancements is what has me really excited for this title, and barring some sort of delay, this will be my game for 2017. Be sure to let us know what you think of our list below in the comment section and what game you're most excited for in 2017.